This is Riri Mokru, and you're watching Wrestling with Mental Health. Welcome to Wrestling with Mental Health, and I'm joined with my main man, Kincade.
What's up, guys? Honored to be here.
When did you come over from Nova Scotia?
2012.
I only noticed your Islander accent now that you say it.
Oh, yeah?
Hard Canadian accent.
Yeah, like, some people say that to me sometimes. I don't know. Like, I don't notice it, obviously. But, like I've had people, like, say, like, oh, you sound like the Trailer Park Boys or something, like the way that I pronounce certain things. But, yeah, it probably comes out stronger at different times or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I grew up in Nova Scotia. Fucking French was really my first language, French Acadian. So,
Oh, wow, really?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so you
but
should
yeah, I
definitely
probably
get
don't
some.
have any French accent.
No, but
But
you should definitely get some work in Quebec then.
oh, I've wrestled in Quebec, like PCW. I wrestle for regularly. But
Yeah.
like, I mean, that's kind of something that I'm like, well, I mean, the character I portray is,
Or you could be
American, right?
FM
So
Loot.
dude, any promotion out there like IWS, FM Lit, um, there's NEW or NOW.
Hmm.
I think it's NOW. Um, and I'd be happy to wrestle for any of those. And PCW is really good. Like I really love every time I get to go work for PCW. They put a lot into their promotion.
Who trained you?
I was originally trained at Super Kicked, so that's Chris Chambers, Half Baked Kid. But when I started, there was also Ashley Six,
Yeah.
but he left like probably like 1 or 2 months into my training. Um, Ashley Six left and whatever. I think he went like out west or something like that, and then it was just Chris. So yeah,
Right
so
on.
super kicked with Chambers. That was where I started.
How long have you been pro for?
Well, I started taking bookings in 2019. I originally started training in 2017, summer 2017, but I only did like about a year, like 8 months, 8 to 10 months training, and then I stopped for a while, for like another like 8 to 10 months. I just kind of stopped training, and I wasn't too sure like where I was going to go with wrestling. So by that point, we were like approaching 2019, and and then I took my first booking, like official real booking, um, in summer of 2019. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So that's 19, 20, 1, 2.
Yeah, because I remember you with Eclipse with your long hair
Yeah, the
as
man bun days. No more man bun now.
yeah.
Yeah, like so 2019 I started, but then it was kind of like also a bit of in and out because um when the lockdowns happened, I couldn't wrestle anymore. Like there was nothing was happening, right? So there was pretty much another year and a half. Most of 2020 I did what I could
Yeah.
for the few shows that were happening. And then by 2021, like everything was too strict. And then I stopped until like spring of 2022. So even though I started, training in 2017 and started taking bookings in 2019, like I pretty much trained for a year, was off for a year, came back, started taking bookings, and then had to stop for a year and a half. So I don't have like a solid like consecutive amount of like years. Like
Yeah.
there's a bit of in and out, but ever since 2022, ever since it's been it's been consistent since then. Yeah.
What made you want to become a pro?
Well, I mean, I was always a fan as a kid growing up, so I always thought that like it was cool. Like, like it was always kind of like a sort of a dream kind of thing.
Yeah.
But as you know, like I was a musician for a long time,
Hmm.
playing in bands and stuff like that. And I was, in a couple of bands that kind of tried to do what we could, like releasing music, recording albums, and like trying touring and stuff like that. And it wasn't really working out. Like I just kind of had um uh like having a band that I could really stick with. Like it kind of like just sort of fizzled out for me.
Yep.
And I was getting more and more into like working out, and like I started getting into, like, I took like some MMA training and stuff like that, and then I was just like, okay, well, I don't really want to do like MMA. But then I started to see like advertisements for like online on Instagram. I started to see like Super Kicks posts
Yeah.
about a wrestling school. So that's when I really started to consider it, because before that I had no clue how the whole like system of pro wrestling worked. Like I didn't know that you could just go to a school, like a dojo, like something like if you went to like a karate class or
Yeah.
whatever. Like I didn't know that it was like that at all. Like I thought I thought maybe you had to go to like I didn't know that there was wrestling schools around here. I thought
Yeah.
maybe in the States or
And
something,
there
but
aren't really. They're all in Toronto.
well, yeah, yeah. But even then, like I didn't even think that there was that in Toronto even.
Yeah.
So once I found out that it was like a thing, that's when I started to consider it.
That explains your heavy bag combos on your
Yeah.
Instagram stories. I love those.
Yeah, like I just wanted to do, like I said, I got more into working out, and then I wanted to do something that was kind of like fun and athletic. And I've always been a fan of like martial arts and stuff like that. Like I grew up watching action movies
Oh
and
yeah.
wrestling and stuff, right? So, but I always liked um martial arts. Like I just thought it was cool. So yeah, like before I had even gotten like into wrestling training, I bought myself a heavy bag and just decided that I was going to start, like, and then I took some MMA classes and stuff, so I kind of like dabbled in that. But yeah, like I think that hitting the bag is a great just workout,
Yeah.
good cardio, and it's really fun. It's really fun.
Yeah. Clash Kincade is very fitting the gimmick. And
Thank you.
how did you come up with it? Was he really just like the Johnny Cage of pro wrestling, or
Sort of. Yeah, like because when I started taking bookings, I was just Clash Kincade. I wasn't the action star.
how'd you come up with a name too?
Um, okay, so truth be told, for the name, it was like me and a buddy of mine were just, I think we were playing like either 2K15 or 2K17, and
Yeah.
we were doing like Create a Wrestler or whatever. And my friend, uh, he made his character, and then he was like, he called him Clash, and I was like, that's such a sick wrestling name. And then like a few months later, because I was like kind of like just getting into wrestling again as a fan, because for years, like when I got really into music, I kind of fizzled out from being a wrestling fan. Like I always loved it, but I just didn't watch it. And then the video games are what brought me back in.
Yeah.
So it was like I started playing the games, and I was like, man, like these games are so fun. And I started watching again, and then I was like, I think I want to like train. And then when I told my buddy that I was going to start training, I was like, can I use that name like for the character that you came up with? It was just Clash. There was no Kincade, but he was like, yeah, go ahead. And I was like, yeah, sweet. Because just when I heard it, I was like, it's such a wrestling word, like
Yeah.
Clash of Champions. You know what I mean? Like it's so yeah, that he came up with it. He's gonna take the credit for that. And then Kincade, had I just thought it was a like it sounded good,
Yeah.
like hard C and then hard K and another hard C.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Clever linguistics.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
What are some of your favorite matches? Because you've been around the scene for a while.
Like matches that I like to watch or matches that I've had.
Matches you've had.
Matches I've had. Well, this past year, like 2025, I had a couple of good ones. So me and Tarek at GCW in Stratford. It was the first time I was working with Tarek, and we had a really good match.
That's good.
Everything went like really smoothly.
I think he's one of the best in Canada.
He's really good, yeah. He's really good, and I kind of like had always been sort of intimidated to work with him because he has that reputation of just like I don't know, like his chops, right? His chops are
Yep.
super hard and everything, and I don't know, he just has an aura about him. So I was like, oh shit, like this is like going to be a test. But working with him was like really like it was easy. It was good because he's really good, and yeah, so we had a really good match, and um, at the CNE during the summertime, I had a really good match with Cody, who I mentioned, Cody Uno Ocho, who used to be Cody Blade or Lil Blay or whatever.
Yeah.
So from the Maritimes originally, but now he's like a world traveler wrestler. We had a really good match at the CNE, and like fuck, he's really intense, really snug, and like like when you lock up with the guy, like his body feels like it's like solid granite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's really strong. He's really strong. Like I would still, post for him and like, not sandbag. But I'm convinced that even if I did sandbag, he was gonna throw me anyway. So yeah, we had a good match. Me and Ryan Donovan, who's like one of my best friends in the
Always
wrestling
a good
scene.
match.
We had a really good one at a fair show this summer as well. He was playing the Don character,
Yeah.
like the mafia boss character.
Yeah.
And yeah, the crowd was really good there, a lot of kids, and we had a really good match. We've had a lot of them, but this one was like the best we've done. Johnny DeLuca, I had a match with last year as well.
He's technically sound.
Oh, he's so good. He's
Yep.
so good, and he's so intense, and his pacing is really good. And I learned so much from my match with Johnny because, like, even though he's super intense when it's time to go, like he's fast and explosive, but then he really paces things out, and it just made me really realize, like, the more intense and explosive you can be at when it's time to go, the more you can then capitalize on it and like milk it and like and let the crowd react. Because like if you do something poorly, you might not get like that much of a reaction. But if you do it really well, then you'll get a good reaction, and then it's like a double positive because you can milk that reaction for longer.
Yeah, ring psychology.
Yeah. So that was really good. I had another couple of really good matches this past year, like with Michelangelo, also at the CNE, with Connor, the blue collar brawler, also at the CNE, and then matches that weren't like in the last year, but just in general that I've had are really good. There's uh, one with Bruiser Battersby that I had maybe 2024 in Oshawa, which
I
was
gotta
really
start
good
going to
too.
more of these GCW shows.
Yeah, I mean, some towns like some towns GCW does really really well for. Some of them it's like it's whatever, but yeah, some towns are really good. Um, so yeah, like those are some of the matches that I would say that are like my favorites that I've had that I
Cool.
think went the best. Yeah.
What made you think about using your get to the chopper kick and the 450?
Well, I always liked the idea of the spin kick as a finisher. Which the first guy I saw do that was like Aleister Black.
Yeah.
And like I'd mentioned, I was just, always a fan of like martial arts and action movies and stuff like that. And it just made me think of like that's what it made me think of. It made me think of like the end of like a Van Damme movie, like a, you know. So when I saw Aleister Black use that, I was like, whoa, like that's like a really good idea because you know it's kind of the same idea as a super kick, but you're just using a spin kick, right?
Yeah.
So I thought like even before I had the action star gimmick, I was using a spin kick, but when I did think of like the action star gimmick, it I was like, okay, well that spin kick is still gonna fit with it, and I had a couple of different names for it. Um, but then I just figured Get to the Chopper was something that like everyone's heard um, from, you know, like Arnold.
And it sets you up nice for the dive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like if I'm gonna go spin kick and 450, then it's a good setup for it. But yeah, like I think the Get to the Chopper usually gets like a good reaction, like when I say it. Um, and like it can get like a laugh, which is good. I
Yeah.
love when people laugh. Um, so yeah, like because I was just figured like because like Van Damme, Jean Claude Van Damme, when he would do like his jumping spin kick, he would call it the helicopter kick, right?
Yeah.
So even though I don't jump with it, sometimes I do refer to it as the helicopter kick as well, but like a helicopter, a chopper, right?
Yeah.
So, and then the 450, like I don't know, like I kind of always knew that I could do a 450. It was just like having the guts to actually try it. Um, and then I only started using it like last summer. Um, and like, because me and Donovan were having a match and it was like a no DQ match and we wanted a door spot. And he was like, oh, I think the finish should be like you doing something off the top through the door. And he was like, "What do you want to do?" And I was just like, "Well, I guess I'll do the 450 because I'd always practiced it on like crash mats or whatever."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, I guess I'll just do the 450." And then I tried it, and it was really good. And then I ended up calling that like the fast forward because VHS tape action movies
Yeah.
fast forward. So yeah.
Nice. Do you have any more plans for merch?
For merchandise,
Like I'm always excited to get your 8x10s because
yeah, I
it's a
have a few
collection.
new ones now actually that I just made. Um, But yeah, well, I have the two T-shirt designs. Really, there's three. There's a third T-shirt that I don't have it. It's just available through like the GWN uh, website.
Yeah.
Um, and I got the hats, I got the stickers, pins, um, 8x10s. Like I'm like kind of like trying to like brand the 8x10s a little bit better too. Like the newest, some of the newest ones that I have is just like me standing there with like an American flag like background, so it looks very like GI Joe
Yeah.
ish, like Rambo kind of thing, which I think is good on brand. Um, but yeah, no, I haven't really like thought of like too much like new stuff to do. Like um, I haven't. I don't have too many of them right now, but like usually I would sell like also like the headbands,
Yep.
like the a couple of different colors, and same with like the dog tags or like sunglasses or whatever, right? Um, so like I think that that stuff is good because especially for kids, you know, and uh, I also try to like I should try to have something for every price point
Yeah.
too, you know. So it's
Well,
like
you're selling the character.
yeah, yeah, right. And I really like that because then it's like if I see that there's kids who have bought the headbands and they're wearing it, then like I don't know, like it's like I grew up as like a huge like Sting fan, for instance, right? And like they would always like in WCW, you'd always see kids either with their faces painted or when once he went with the crow thing, they would
The
sell the
mask.
masks,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of cool to see that. But yeah, no, I haven't really thought of too much other things. Actually, for a while now I've wanted to do a Clash comic, but I've never gotten it done. But at one point I will do a Clash
Oh,
comic.
please
Yeah,
do.
Yeah, I'd like to do one that's kind of like sort of like an origin story, just like a short, like 12 to 16 page comic,
Where
something like that.
you needed one of him battling in
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah.
Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Yeah, something like that, so that then when if fans buy a copy or whatever and they read it, then it's like it'll give them a bit of background on who the character is supposed to be,
Yeah,
and I think that that'll help like the overall uh presentation of what I'm trying to do. So.
the comic book I saw and I was instantly drawn upon it. But I know somebody who also started their own comic book, and
Hmm.
legally blind,
Okay.
but he's a tattoo artist as well.
Okay, right on.
And I was like, oh, I gotta set you guys up because
Yeah,
birds of a feather flock together.
for sure. Well, yeah, like I'm pretty good with like pencils and like inks and stuff like that, but like I don't know how to do like the digital aspect of it.
Yeah,
And like if I once I do get around to doing a Clash comic, I'll pencil it and ink it, but uh, it would be better if I found someone who was like a digital artist to color it and
mm-hmm.
gloss it over and everything, right?
Yeah.
So
Seeing you wrestle in the beginning at Pro Wrestling Eclipse in the American masks and hiding from everybody and then unmasking at the end.
yeah.
Do you still have that hood?
No, that was all Dr. Masks.
Nice.
Yeah, he owned all that stuff, and it's just a gimmick thing that he wanted to do, and then he decided to do it for that angle. But no, I've never owned any wrestling masks. I don't think so.
Even with you in Demand Lucha now, like I could see you pulling one on.
I mean, I've thought of different characters to play that could possibly wear a mask.
Yeah.
Um,
Flash Kincade, last action hero, would be like Zorro. So a half mask.
sometimes I think about adding some face paint, maybe sometimes.
That would be cool.
Like I've thought like even if it was just like kind of like the camo like body paint kind
Hmm.
of stuff, just like
Yeah,
some
yeah.
black lines underneath there and then maybe like a little bit on the arms and stuff. I haven't done it yet, but like it's something that I because not a lot of wrestlers use like face paint or body paint anymore.
Hmm.
And like that idea just kind of popped in my head that like I could use
You could,
some and it would fit,
yeah,
the gimmick.
soldier in
Yeah.
the trenches.
Yeah,
Totally.
exactly. Right. Like Arnold at the end of Commando or
Yeah.
whatever, like, something like that. And I wouldn't have to do it all the time. But I've also thought of like doing like something that's more of a design, like Sting. And if I did that, it would totally just be as sort of like a tribute to Sting slash like fulfilling some kind of childhood dream of being like Sting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe it's something that's definitely in the maybe pile. So,
So who are your top 10 wrestlers?
10's a lot. But top three, I've always said are Shawn Michaels, Steve Austin, and Sting. Um, if I had to add seven more to that, like I've got to go back and watch more RVD stuff because I used to love RVD as a
Yeah.
kid, and like being a big fan of like John Claude Van Damme, and then Rob Van Dam was basically the John Claude Van Damme as a wrestler kind of thing. Um, so it's been a while since I've really like studied RVD, but I'll put him in there as well. Um, I would also put um, Owen and Bret Hart. Um, I do study quite a bit of Bret Hart because the style is so different than like what people do today.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's something to learn, and that there's still definitely a way that like the style that he wrestled could be and should be like still relevant
Yeah, nobody
these
uses
days.
a Manhattan drop anymore.
Not really, and nobody uses like holds the way Brett would. Like he would wrestle the
So the
entire
whole,
match. You know,
yeah,
it's like it's not like chain wrestling at the start of the match and then it's just spots. It's like he's using holds the entire match. You
yeah,
know, Owen was always like a bit more like on the
agile.
flashy agile side.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, and then I would what else would I add to that list? Like Kurt Angle, because Angle was just like so good at doing everything. Um, he's another guy that like I feel like I should study more of now. Like I've watched a lot of his stuff like in the past, but like currently not really studying too much of him. Um, and then I guess I'd probably say a couple of guys that are a bit more current, like Karrion Cross,
yeah.
or Killer Cross, just because like he has a really good aura to him, like a really good character, and like just a really good presence. I've just always kind of naturally been drawn to his character. Um, and for the final two, I'll go. Okay, well, I have to say Hogan because like
Mm,
when I was a little kid, like my introduction to wrestling was Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? Uh, and like so I was definitely like a big Hogan fan. Like when I first discovered what wrestling was, as a small child. Um, and then like after that, it was like I discovered Brett, and then I discovered Sean, and then I kind of like was like, okay, these guys, like I like these guys better. Right? But I still have to say Hogan anyway
yeah.
for that initial um, uh, attraction to wrestling. Um, and then last, I would say, hmm, 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 hmm. I guess last I'll go with. I feel like I should say someone else who's more contemporary, who's more like okay. So even though I haven't really like been like that much into like kind of what he's done it recently, but I will say Aleister Black because when uh when I first discovered who he was and saw him do that move, like it was a big inspiration to me, kind of be like, oh, cool, like you can use martial arts in that kind of way in wrestling. So I'll put him on the list as well.
Man, you have to watch more Antonio Inoki.
Inoki, yeah, I've probably only watched like one or two of his matches.
He used catch wrestling as a form of mixed martial arts,
Hmm.
and then he would fight boxing guys or judo guys
Yeah, for
and
sure.
make it look strong.
Hmm.
And he had his own title belt, the WWF
Hmm.
gave to him, Vince Senior, the martial arts title. I have a
Oh,
replica.
nice. That's cool. Yeah, I should watch more Japanese wrestling, um, because it's a style that's very different.
Yeah.
Like last night, I was watching and studying to the best of my ability, AJ Styles versus Nakamura
Yeah.
from like 2016 or something,
Hmm.
15 or 16, and like I said, the reason why I say like studying it to the best of my ability is because like it's not like American or North American pro wrestling the way I was trained. Like, there's a formula to it and stuff like that. But like the in Japan, it's different. Like maybe there is a formula still, but it's very different. Um,
It's more strong style.
it's more strong style, and I find it's also from what I've seen, there's a lot more kind of like back and forth. Like it's a lot more of kind of a 50-50 contest.
Yep.
Um, whereas like traditionally in like American style pro wrestling, like you have more of like
Selling.
more selling and more of like a heat, like a heel, like
Yeah.
cutting off and working heat on the babyface, but being in jeopardy kind of thing, and then he has to fight back and make a comeback. And I guess that could still like still applies in Japanese wrestling, probably like obviously in some matches or whatever. But like I think just in general, there's more of a back and forth, and I've always liked matches that have more back and forth. Um, I've always liked that, because I like personally when I do a match, like I don't like having the heat be like too long. Whether even if I'm working babyface or heel, it's like I don't really want to stay in that part of the match for too long. Like I always want, if I'm a babyface, I want to fight back, especially if I'm hearing the crowd coming up for me. Then it's like, okay, well, I have to fight back. But even as a heel, it's like I don't want it to get like boring where it's just like, oh, I just keep beating this guy up or whatever.
Yeah.
So I it's definitely something that I have to do more of is studying more Japanese wrestling. And one thing I've been kind of like doing lately is listening to uh, the posts in the channel that like Michael Elgin's like stuff.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
on Instagram he'll have little
It's
short
tips from a vet.
and then he has like his YouTube channel where he goes more into detail with it, and like he kind of talks a little bit more about like the sort of Japanese style a little bit, like and like a little while ago I went back and watched him versus Kenny Omega from, I think it was 2017. That was a match that I watched like just when I was starting to get into wrestling training, and it's probably the first like Kenny Omega match that I watched, and I was like blown away. I was like, this guy's awesome. And so I hadn't seen that match since then. And then yeah, a few weeks ago I went back and watched it, and I was just like, holy shit, like it's so good, like on so many different levels. And now that like I've trained and understand wrestling better and looking at it from like that perspective, I'm just like appreciate it even more, because like yeah, they Elgin was really good.
He was. I
Yeah,
love it.
he
I
was
love
really
him.
good.
He's still so nice.
Yeah, like the way he explains all of that stuff and the tips from a vet is just like it's so good. I'd love so much to be able to train with him.
Hmm.
He has a school wherever he's at. I don't know where it is.
I think he's in Detroit or in
Okay.
Indianapolis or something.
Yeah.
But he's just across the pond. He said he messaged me a couple of weeks ago
Hmm.
about wanting to do a retirement match if he had to. He's like, "Oh, would you poster for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'd love to."
I actually watched another match of his recently, and it's him against TJ Wilson, and it's from
That's from like 2009 or
yeah,
something.
and
Yeah,
it's at like the Legion, it's at the
yeah.
Oshawa Legion. Yeah,
I have it on DVD.
it's so funny because like when I moved to, because I was living in Nova Scotia, right? So when I moved to Oshawa, I remember noticing like PWE posters, and I was like, oh, like is this like some kind of like wrestling town or something? Like it just seemed like it, right? Because I saw all the posts, and then um like I went to watch a PWE show right around this time that I started training, like maybe a month or two before I started training. I went and I checked out a show, and like like I didn't know that venue was like the venue like for a long time, because but yeah, now when I go back and I look up like old like GCW stuff, a lot of it is in that venue. um I really think that like for Oshawa, like whatever main promotion is going to end up running in Oshawa has to start running there again. Like
Yeah,
the legacy of that venue has to keep going. It does, you know,
yeah,
because it was like it really seemed like it was the place for wrestling,
yeah.
for years. So
The Clash shows are always good.
the Clash Hole, yep. I don't know if we're gonna have any more wrestling events there.
That's okay.
Like maybe I will, but like running events it's tough. Um, and like there's only so many, like indoor, I can't fit a lot of people.
Do you ever get any famous people inside the Clash Hall?
Mm.
Because there are famous
Well,
musicians.
yeah, there's been some people that have been in and out of there. Um, like years ago, I know that Mad Child was there, like
Oh,
the
really?
rapper. Yeah, he was there because some of the guys that are in there run like a hip hop kind of like recording studio,
Yeah.
and they've had some guys pass through there. Um, they're from Oshawa, but they got pretty big at one point, like Hail the Villain, the band Hail the Villain. They used to have a room there. Um, and okay, the guitar player from like Sum 41 is his brother.
Dave Brown
Yeah,
sound?
yeah, Brown Sound. So his brother is Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Bakesh, and he's been in there a few times.
That's
I
cool.
don't know if Dave has, but did you know that like he's Tarek's cousin?
Fuck off.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
weird.
Because I remember,
Because both from Ajax. Okay.
yeah, I remember once talking to Tarek about it, and that came up, and he was like, "Oh yeah," he was like, "That's my cousin." I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy."
Honestly, it's Tarek, though. He could have just been ribbing you.
Yeah, maybe it was, but I don't know. It sounded like he was genuine because he was talking about like how like they used to play like Street Fighter growing up and shit like that.
That's pretty
So
cool.
yeah, because I must have mentioned something about the space or the jam space or whatever, and I think that's how we got into it. He was like, "Oh yeah, like my cousin has been there or something," but I don't think it was a red. Maybe it was. I don't know.
I remember going to the jam space when I was a teen with my buddy's indie band.
Yeah.
And I just remember the green cement everywhere.
What band would that have been?
No dice.
Okay. I've been there for a while now. Oh, like 2012 is when I started. So, but yeah, it's some kind of a staple of the Oshawa music scene for sure.
Oh,
There's,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, maybe I will run another show there at some point. It's like, indoor you can only fit so many people, and then outdoor, I feel like to to make like the presentation good, like it's a lot more work because um like like if I had the budget for it, and if I was able to have like like rent a lot of chairs and like get like barricades and stuff, and like make the property look like really good, like then I would do it. But it's financially it's it's difficult
Yeah, it's
too,
straining.
because if you're gonna try to draw a good crowd, you have to put money into the bookings and into advertising and stuff like that. It's just like, and like I'm not trying to be a promoter, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
want it like I'm trying to be a wrestler, right? So,
Yeah, you have
but
enough friends who will work.
hmm yeah, but it could happen. There might be more shows in the future.
Like I know Michelangelo was talking about starting a promotion.
Yeah, yeah, he's talked to me a little bit about that, but I'll wait till he's back from China, and
Yeah.
then kind of like figure out exactly what he wants to do. Um, because I mean, like the shows that I had run there before was with Daniel, right,
Yeah.
for like Unified Pro.
Yeah.
Um, but like I think he's hoping to get like a another venue to be able to run like kind of bigger shows at. So we'll see where that goes. Like I'm always going to be willing to help Dan
Yeah.
and Unified Pro, but like it's like I said, I'm not trying to be like a promoter or anything. I just want to wrestle,
Yeah.
and try to get, instead of me booking people, I want people to book me. Like I want to travel and get out there more.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a goal.
Oh, I can totally see you in AEW or WWE or something.
I don't know if I'll ever make it that far, but like I'd like to. I'd like to get that good. I'd like to be able to get to that
Or
level.
like what Jeremy Prophet won.
Yeah, yeah. anything like that would be amazing,
A
you
trip to
know.
Mexico or a trip to Japan.
Yeah, I'd really like to get out of the country, you know. Like I'm kind of kicking myself for not taking the opportunity to go to China. Hopefully, I can go maybe next year, or if there's uh, any chance of getting booked like in Thailand for PSE, I'd
Yeah,
love to do that. I have a connection in Germany as well.
that'd be good.
So I'd like to go to Europe, I'd like to go to the States, I'd like to go to Asia, you know, because I really don't want to just be like an Ontario guy, you know, like
Yeah,
it gets to a point where like the if you stay in like a small scene, you just kind of like you
if
then
you
you're just known as a local guy,
if
you
you don't
know.
try to strive, you'll never survive.
Yeah, exactly, right? And I think that like when you when you do travel, it's like then people take you much more seriously because
Yeah,
it's like okay, like this guy goes
because
all
you
over
got
the
world
place.
experience and travel experience,
Yeah, yeah,
and it shows on your passport. You know.
hmm hmm yeah. Like if you take like someone like Von Vertigo, for example,
Oh,
like
exactly.
he travels quite a bit. He goes to Europe quite a lot, it seems, and like I think that that's very good. And like Cody, we mentioned earlier, Cody's been to Asia, Thailand, and in Mexico. He lives in Mexico like half of the year. Pretty sure he's been to the States. Um, so yeah, it's I really want to try to get out there this year, anywhere, any of those places that I mentioned.
Who are some of the opponents you hope to face soon?
Hmm. Well, I mentioned Vertigo. He's really good, and I have never worked with Vertigo at all. So I would like to work with him. Um, one of the guys are like I've never had a one-on-one with Jax Williams. Um, I'd love to be able to work with him. I really anybody who's uh, anybody who has more experience than me, I would love to be able to work with. You know what I
I
mean?
want to see you work with Jack Cartwheel.
Oh, that'd be insane. He's really good.
Yeah,
Um, uh, yeah, like any of the like on the local level around here, any of like the vets.
yeah.
You know, I have never worked with John Atlas. Um, I've never worked with Tyler Turva. You know, like those guys, I feel like I could learn a lot
Yeah,
from working with them. And so I'd hope to work with any of those guys,
I'd
any of
say
like
Jake O'Reilly, but like he banned me, so like fuck him.
really.
I don't know why.
Oh, I've never gotten to know O'Reilly. Um, but yeah, any guys that are like Ontario vets, or any guys that are like even if like not necessarily vets, but guys that like
We're
uh,
on the scene like ducks.
yeah, that have been making a name for themselves, kind of thing. And then of course anybody who is like a name who passes through
Like
here,
Robert Roode.
anything like that, like anybody, like you know, like Janela works here quite a bit.
Yeah,
Um, like
Highlander Robbie.
yeah, exactly, right. Like any guys like that who go through here, I would love to be able to work with. Like you mentioned, Cartwheel. So anyone like on that level, um, would be really amazing to work with. Like it can be intimidating when you're like, oh, I'm like wrestling a guy who's like a bigger deal or whatever, but it's like it's always worth it because you can learn so much working with those guys. You know, whether they're a vet or just somebody who's like really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so lucky. I'd be losing my mind. I'd be so happy.
Well, I mean, I I I really love doing wrestling, you know, and it's like it's a fight to stay in it, you know. It is because it's physically
Lots of
demanding.
politics too.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Um uh but like yeah, like I'm very happy for as far as I've gotten with it, and yeah, like I'm very like excited about, you know, about being able to wrestle and working with guys. And I really, you know, like recently I'm dealing with this injury, my left arm, but it's, you know, it's getting better. Hopefully, just about another month of recovery, and I'm really excited to get back in there and continue the journey and try to go further. Try to get better.
Yeah, if you ever stop using the name Clash Kincade, I think your real name would be a great mob boss. Like Tartaglia
That I
sounds
mean,
like somebody's gonna get their ass kicked
yeah. I
sleeping with the fishes.
I when when Donovan played like the Don character, whenever he plays that character, sometimes we talk about that, about like having me as like a guy that be with them. Or I I like performing. I've always been a guy who likes to perform and put an act on and stuff like that. So like I'd love to play different characters, and yeah, a mob character would be fun to do for sure.
Oh, buddy,
Um,
and when he does bubbles, you can be Julian.
yeah. um, yeah, stuff like that is very fun. Like like the one match I did once, it was um like Buck Anderson had that Beholder gimmick, but then he did Buck Anderson versus the Beholder. So I wrestled as the Beholder.
Yeah,
And like that was really cool because it was just like such a different character from, Clash.
it's like Great Muda. Yeah,
Yeah. It was like being like, Skeletor or something like that. Um I have a couple of ideas for random different characters. I don't know if I'll ever do them, but like there's a couple of ideas in my head.
that's
So
good.
yeah. But I truly love playing the action star because like that's when I think really about like who I wish I was and who I want to be, like that character is that. It's like Clash is like the projection of like my like deep desires and fantasies that I want to be a guy like that. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So because like with wrestling, like uh when I was originally trained at Superkick, like Chambers would always say like your gimmick should be like you
at 100%.
turned up to 11, right? So when I think about that, it's like, okay, well, yeah, it's me turned up to 11, but it includes like not just who I really am, but who I want to be, you
Hmm.
know. So yeah, I love playing that character.
It shows.
Thanks. Yeah, there's no bigger fan of Clash and Kid than me. you know, they say like, oh, you shouldn't be like a mark for yourself or whatever, but like
You totally should.
I have passion for the character that I play, and like I some other guys, like it's like they just want to wrestle. You can give them a character and they'll just do it, and I'm okay with doing that too. But like not like full time. Like full time, it's like for me to really wrestle and put my passion into it. It's like I have to express myself artistically,
Yeah.
and Clash is that. It's the artistic expression of myself.
How have you combated with mental health?
Well, I think that's a wide like spectrum. It's a um, working out and staying active. Like right off the bat, I will say is one of the things that I do like daily to keep my mental health like good.
Yeah.
Like um, and the more I've gotten into working out, um, the more that like I kind of realize how important it is for me to like to feel good.
Yeah.
Um, and like it's like I've just come to accept now these days that like like I'm not gonna just like feel good like automatically by default. Like I have to kind of fight to feel good. So running, training in the ring, weightlifting, all that stuff. It's all helps me feel better. And but yeah, like I mean, there's so many different like under the umbrella of mental health, there's so many different like categories, right? Because like
Yeah.
and I mean, you can have like you can have emotional kind of like mental health issues, or you can have like, financial trouble that's going to affect your mental health. You can have
Yeah.
like relationships that are like, there's so many different things, right?
Yeah, there are many facets.
Yeah, yeah, there are. But yeah, for me, staying active, uh, like physically, and then also like staying busy and staying creative, because I've always been a creative person, whether it be like music or like drawing
Yeah.
or writing or doing wrestling. Like, if I'm the type of person that I have to be creative to kind of feel good.
Yeah.
So yeah, staying busy, staying creative, staying active, and also like, I try, even though I'm probably like disorganized in a lot of ways, I think that I'm also organized in my own way. Like, I really don't like clutter. So like, my place is like almost empty. Like, if you saw my apartment, it's like I have one little desk with like whatever, my video games and my comic books and stuff like that, and then it's just like a whole bunch of empty space, which is the way I like it. And then, you know,
Feng Shui, man.
yeah, it's really minimalist, really minimalist. I used like, as time goes on, I just get rid of more and more shit. I just keep throwing out more stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, uh, so having like that kind of like open space, and like not having a cluttered environment, helps me also not have a cluttered mind. So that helps me feel, better as well, mentally. So yeah,
So,
but it's up and down all the time, right? It's like a constant thing, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
I take classes at CAMH downtown,
Okay.
and I'm schizophrenic.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that out a few years ago. And I'm medicated, so I don't hear the voices anymore. Thank
Mm-hmm.
God. Scary time. Um, but I've been taking classes at downtown for a good couple of years just to improve self-esteem and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. I've been doing a podcast there about mental health, and then decided, oh well, I might as well fill the void and make one myself
For wrestling.
for
Yeah.
wrestling. And I'm super passionate about that. You know that. Everybody
Yeah.
knows
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
And I figured, oh, why not mental health too? Because it's a hard thing to talk about, but it's
Yeah.
also it's good to talk about it.
Yeah.
It can be relieving.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, like it, it's different for everybody, right? And
Yeah,
I realize that. Um uh but yeah, like it's like you just said, like, you deciding to do this, and to like, that's a good form of like creativity, right? So I can relate that to like what I was saying, right?
mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm sure you'd agree that like, doing something like this, like something creative and productive, it's keeping you busy, it's keeping your mind on something that progresses, that's productive, right? And like, I think that is like a really good a really good medicine, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Because if I wasn't physically active or whatever, and if I wasn't doing wrestling, like, I would still have to be creative in some way, so maybe I'd do more music, or maybe I'd write something, or drawing comic books, or like whatever, right?
yeah. Your Guilo art is fantastic.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You're welcome.
That's yeah, like, during the lockdowns, when I wasn't wrestling, um and there wasn't a lot of options for, things to do, that's when I drew my comics and wrote them, because I needed to do something creative, right? It was just like, okay, like, everything's shut down, I'm home all the time, and not really exercising or whatever, gym's closed. Not that that's like an excuse, like, you can still be active even if you don't have a gym. But I just didn't have like the motivation or the discipline for it at the time. But I knew I had to be creative in some way, so that's why I did that. And then that right away, when I started the comic book, it flipped everything around, and I started to feel good again, because I had something to look forward to work on every day,
Yeah,
right? So
that's good. What's an embarrassing song on your playlist?
yeah. Um, I don't listen to it like all the time, but like the first Lady Gaga album has a couple of like bangers on them. Um, uh, I don't know why. I like some of her songs. Um, and like yeah, like some pop stuff like that. Sometimes I find is good to listen to. Um, I listen to like a lot these days, like a lot of like '80s kind of rock stuff, like stuff that you would
Yeah, I
think
expected
Clash
that.
Kincade would listen to.
Push it to the limit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All that kind of stuff. Um, and then like a lot of like not that much these days, but I still listen to some metal, like extreme metal, like death metal and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But yeah, sometimes like that stuff is just like too much of like the same thing all the time. And yeah, so Lady Gaga, I will say it's
your
embarrassing.
brother,
But
your
yeah,
your bro's band is very good too.
yeah, my brother is a pretty well known drummer, professional drummer, and yeah, his band that he has now, Thunder, is really good. He's played for a lot of bands. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
The artisticness flows in your family.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I mean, the last musical project I really had anything to do with was with my brother. It was like our death metal project. So which was good. We recorded an album and we just did it like a few shows. It was never supposed to be like a live thing. It was mostly just to record the album.
Yep,
And I'm sure someday I will write another album for that project. So, but yeah, he's full time music and he's always been just a drummer. Like I've dabbled in different things, you know, different styles of music and wrestling and drawing and stuff like that. But like he's always just been a drummer. So,
that's cool.
yeah.
What are your top 10 action movies?
Top 10 action movies. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, uh, one that I always mention is Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Yes.
That's Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah,
Just such a good movie.
it is.
Um, uh, I have to say Kickboxer, like Van Damme's Kickboxer, is just such a like hard hitting, right in the feels like kind of movie for me because like it's so like cheesy but like inspiring. Um, I would have to say also Demolition Man is awesome with Stallone. Um, like it's an action movie, but it's also like a fantasy sword and sorcery movie. But I'm such a huge fan of Conan the Barbarian. I have to say Conan the Barbarian, Arnold's. Um, and I will also say Lethal Weapon, the first Lethal Weapon. Um, that movie is just so badass.
Yeah,
Um, hmm, I'd also say like maybe Time Cop, like Van Damme's Time Cop. That's a really like it's not a very long movie. It's just long enough so that you're in and out. You know.
yeah.
Um, uh, I mean, there's so much good Arnold movies. Okay, so I know everyone says like Terminator 2, but like I actually like the first Terminator better because of like how retro it is. Um, um, I would say also um, like RoboCop 2.
Yeah,
I like the first one a lot, but the second one is just has a bit more of that like kind of neon cyberpunk kind of look to it. Like even his armor, it's like in the first one it's completely gray, but the second one it's like kind of this bluish gray or whatever, and just I like the vibe in that movie a lot. And then I'll say Rambo 2. Like I love all the Rambo movies, but like First Blood is like almost it's still an action movie, but it's almost more of a drama. But then in Rambo 2 they went like full action movie. Um and then last but not least, I will say hmm, okay, well, it's kind of a parody of an action movie, but it also helped discover and inspire the game. I gotta say Kung Fury. Do you know Kung
Yeah.
Fury?
Of
Yeah,
course I do.
it's so
Yeah,
good. So good.
there's a mobile game for it too.
Yeah, yeah, Street Rage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so when I was coming up with the character of the Last Action Star, I was thinking about Kung Fury, and then I was just like, "Oh man, like I think that's it." And I was just like, "What would I call that guy?" And I was like, "Oh, it's gonna have to be the Last Action Star." And then I was just like, kind of like, okay, so it's like Kung Fury, like Johnny Cage kind of thing, or like whatever Rambo, kind of mixing in all those characters. And
Yeah.
but yeah,
Whenever
Kung
you,
Fury was like kind of the eye opener, that it was like, well, like this stuff is like really cool, and like if you can portray that character properly, there's definitely like a niche, like there's a market for it.
yeah,
People love that retro action stuff,
yeah,
right?
you could sell your best ofs on VHS. And nobody has a VH or a VCR to check
Yeah.
what's on it.
I would love to actually do, like, even if it was just a short film or whatever, but I'd love to do something
That's what you guys
like
should do.
that.
You almost tried that with Ron T. Legend.
Well, yeah, like I've
Like
done
that
vignettes.
that whole cop series
Yeah.
would have been great with Dan as a fat kid
Yeah, yeah.
and just him being
Like a buddy cop
yeah,
movie.
pissed off the whole time. You two being like Eddie Murphy and Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, yeah.
It would have been good.
Well, I think it's still gonna happen, It's still gonna happen. Like I just have to kind of like really plan it out, like write it out what I want to do. But yeah, even if it's just like a 10-15 minute like
Even if it's
short
a
movie.
mockumentary, do it.
Yeah, yeah, and even something like that.
Even if it's just something to pop the boys. Like
Yeah. And you know what? Like the few times that I've done short action like
like
vignettes like that, I always get a really good response.
have you seen Kayfabe the movie?
I think so.
It's all about spots and wrestlers and
Like is that the one that like
working.
it starts off and it's like the wrestlers are like in the locker
Yeah,
room
it's a
and
false
they're
indie.
yeah, yeah, and they're saying like not to talk too loud because like the
Yeah,
walls are thin or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah. I haven't watched the
You can
whole
find it
movie.
all on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Well, like I mean, you were there last year when we did that comedy episode, right?
Yeah,
Like at the
yeah.
at the
Evan's
space.
show.
Yeah. So the director for that, Steve, he like pitches like TV show ideas to like whatever the network that he works for, or his connection to whatever, and like he wants to do a full series. Like for that series, it was like Evan, the stand-up comedian, trying out these different
Jobs.
like
Yeah.
jobs or whatever, right? But he wants to do a full series on wrestling.
Oh, good.
And the last time I met with him was probably like the end of summer, or yeah, actually no, probably the beginning of summer. It's been a few months, but like he wants to do a full series. And the last time we met, we were like, okay, let's just aim for like after the winter kind
Yeah.
of thing. So I should um I should really get to work on like some ideas for that,
Yeah.
so that we can do it, because the offer is still on the table for sure. And he wants to do like whatever, I don't know, 5 episodes or something like that, some kind of series on like indie wrestling with me in it. So that's something that I'm hoping to get done this year.
Right on.
Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff that I should work on. Um, uh, like I mean, I want to keep wrestling. Obviously, I want to keep, getting bookings. I should work on like my comic book. I should work on doing more vignettes and like a short film or something. Get this series done as well with Steve, for like that series that he did with Evan, with the comedian, ended up being on like Bell.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's only through Bell TV that he
Could
does
be
this
for
thing.
Rogers. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, like if it's like specific to one network or the other,
Hmm.
but it's on the table for sure. It's on the to do list.
That's good.
So
I'm excited for you.
yeah, I really got to get to work on all this stuff.
Well, thanks, man, so much.
Hey, no problem. Thanks.
This has
Thanks
been
for having me.
this has been amazing.
Yeah, it's good to have an opportunity to be able to talk about all this stuff. And anytime somebody wants to interview me or ask me about like wrestling and how I came up in the scene and everything. It's always like I'm always excited to talk about it. So I could talk about wrestling for fucking days.
Me too. Thanks, man.
Hey, thank you. Thanks so much for having me, bro.
You're welcome.
Hey, this is PWE superstar Cody Diener, the king of the schwa. You're listening to Wrestling with Mental Health. I want you to know it's important to take care of your mental health, but it's also important to support professional wrestling, independent professional wrestling, like Pro Wrestling Clips, like my buddy here has. So hey, keep listening, keep taking care of yourself, and keep loving professional wrestling.